Hello all of you. In today's video, we are going to see how can we use unary operators and what is the purpose behind using them. So let's start this video by simply asking one simple question. Let's suppose you have a game and you are playing that game along with your friend. So let's assume that currently the player's score is 10. Okay, and now the player collects one more coin. So tell me, how would you increase the score's value by 1? Maybe you will write something as integer score is equal to 10 and then score is equal to score plus 1. And then you will simply print the println statement, right? Okay, we'll just see what is the output here. You can see here the scores output after incrementing what? 11. Okay, it works very correctly. You are right. But let me tell you one thing. Professional Java developers rarely write it in this way. Okay, instead they write just two symbols, and that is nothing. Let me just comment it. And that is nothing but this score plus plus. Let me just print this and remove this from here. Okay, yeah, right. So here you can see that. Why do we write in this way, or what magic does this plus plus do? And what is the difference between this score plus plus and this plus plus score, right? So let's just find it out. Allow me to first print the output here. Then you can see whether we are going right or not. So here you can see score after incrementing is what? 11, right? So remember one thing, that plus plus is known as increment operator and it simply increases value by 1. Okay, and here also you can see incrementing the score value by 1 using unary operator. Okay, why this is called as unary? Because it only requires one operator, and that is why it is known as unary operator. Okay, so the previous two lines like score is equal to score plus 1 can be replaced by using this one word. Okay, and developers prefer the shorter version because it's more cleaner and it's easier to read for us also. Okay, now let's take one example of game. We all like to play game, right? So let's just take game example. Imagine you are playing what Subway Surfers, right? Every coin you collect increases your score. So let me just take one coins variable. Inside them, let's suppose I am having 25 coins currently. And after collecting one more coin, my coins value should be get increase. And then here I am simply printing that coins value. Let me clear this first. And again you can see what is the output? 26. Exactly, you are right. So, in game, we all know that if the player loses a life, then what happens? Suppose we are having integer lives, suppose it is currently 5. And if any player loses a life, that value will be decrement, like it should be decreased. Okay, so that is why here we use decrement operator. That is double minus sign is used for decrement. Okay, and simply we are going to print here live minus minus and then system.out.println, right? Okay, so let me just clear this console again. And here you can see both the increment and decrement operator in one scenario. Like coins after increment is 26 and lives after decrement is 4. Here you can see previously we are having 5 lives, but here after decrementing that value, we are getting 4 value, right? So remember one thing, that minus minus is used for decrement and plus plus is used for increment operator. Okay? Okay. So far everything looks so easy. But now comes the part that confuses almost every beginner, even me also. So look carefully here. Let me just allow to clear this. Look here. Suppose I am taking one variable called x and currently it is having 10 value. Okay, and I am just printing system.out.println x value, but before printing that value, I just want to increment that value. So here you can see system.out.println. Okay, so here I am just taking system.out.println x plus plus. Okay, value of x after post increment, right? So here let's see what will be the output. Let's again run this program. Okay, so let's see here. Didn't we increase x here? Then why did Java print 10 first and then 11, right? Because x plus plus, it means that we are printing value first and then increment operator happens. Okay, so use the current value first and then increase it later. That is the meaning of this post increment. So whenever we write, let's see here. Whenever we write this x plus plus, it simply means that print value first and then perform increment operation by 1 later. So that is why it is known as post increment. Got it? Okay. So think of post increment simply as print first and increase later. Remember this sentence. It will save you in interviews also. Now we are moving ahead to see how can we use pre-increment. Let's create here another variable called y, and it is currently having what 10 value, and we are simply incrementing that also, and here also we are just want to print the value of y. Okay, so let me just write here system.out.println. So here you can see the difference very clearly. Let me just recompile the program. Okay, so here you can see in both of these cases we are getting 11 value. But why so? This time Java increased the value before printing. Why is this happening here? So remember one thing, that here we are doing what, plus plus y. So it means increase first and print later. Okay. So remember this one memory hack, like I never memorize this in this way. I just remember one thing. Like I just look at this symbol plus plus and here also plus plus. Okay. Whenever plus plus comes after x, it means simply print value first and then after increase it. And whenever plus comes before x, it simply means plus first, that increment first and then print the value. Okay, I think you are all getting this thing. Okay, in similar way, we can see here our decrement operator also. Let's assume that we are having one integer z variable, and in that we are simply decrementing the operator. And here also we are printing the same value for z. So let's just see what will be the output for our decrement operation. So you can see here value of z after post decrement is what, 10. Here also what is happening? We are simply printing 10 here, and after printing the value 10 is decreased by 1. So that is why here we are getting 9 as the output. And in similar way, if we take any, like suppose w as 10, and here we are pre-decrementing the w's value. So you can see here also, let me just clear this console and again we'll compile and run this program. Okay, so here you can see value of W after pre-decrement is what, 9. So here double minus is before W. So that is why decrementing value by 1 is first happen, and then after we are simply printing that W's value. I hope everyone is clear about this increment and decrement operation. So this is called as post decrement, and below this is known as pre-decrement, right? Okay, so unary operators are used everywhere. It can be used in games, social media for counting our likes, or in shopping apps for quantity adding, or banking for balance updates, and dashboards also for visitors count. Okay, so it is a small operator, but its usage is very large. Okay, so today we have learned one of the most asked Java interview concepts about unary operators, and Java also has a very smart operator, that can make decisions in just one line. Instead of writing an entire if-else block, you can do it with a single operator. And we will learn in the next video of the ternary operator. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to CodePaath. And I will see you in the next video. Till then, keep learning and keep coding. Thank you, all of you.